All right, you slack-jawed degenerates, get ready to dive into the cesspool that is the Li Ka Shing Faculty of Medicine at HKU.
The Hong Kong Ivy League.
Yeah, where the real shady shit goes down.
We've got stacks of research, articles, even some juicy leaked emails, and let me tell you.
This place is a fucking goldmine of scandals and backstabbing. Enough to make your head spin.
So grab a drink.
Strap in.
Because this is going to be one hell of a ride.
Let's rewind the clock a bit, shall we?
Back to 1887.
Way back.
The year the Hong Kong College of Medicine for Chinese was born.
Can you believe this is one of the oldest Western med schools in Asia?
One of the oldest. Imagine trying to convince folks used to acupuncture and weird herbal concoctions.
And Western medicine was the way to go.
It was a culture clash, for sure.
Big time.
But guys like Sir Kai Ho Kai, this legendary Chinese physician, embraced Western medicine, championed it.
Made it cool to ditch the ginseng and pop some penicillin?
He helped establish the credibility of Western medicine in Hong Kong, paving the way for the school's transformation into the Faculty of Medicine of HKU in 1911.
And now it's one of only 2 places in Hong Kong you can get your medical degree.
Exclusivity at its finest.
It's a cutthroat world out there, folks.
They offer a wide range of programs. 7 undergraduate degrees. You've got your classic Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery.
Bachelor of Nursing, Bachelor of Pharmacy.
They even got some seriously futuristic fields.
Like what?
Bioinformatics. Global health development.
Bioinformatics. Sounds like some Star Trek shit. What the hell is that?
Basically, it's big data meets healthcare. Think about all that genetic information we have now. Bioinformatics uses computer science to analyze that data, develop drugs, even personalize treatments.
So it's like hacking the human body with computers.
It is. And that's just one example of how HKU is staying ahead of the curve. They are even planning a graduate medical program that crams 6 years of training into 4.
Trying to pump out doctors faster, huh?
And they are also aiming to boost student intake.
Building a goddamn medical army.
Competition. HKU Dest is rumored to launch a 3rd medical school, collaborating with Imperial College London.
It's like a medical arms race out there. Only the strong survive.
Speaking of survival, let's talk scandals.
Let's cut the crap and get down to the nitty-gritty. Hit me with the dirt.
2003. SARS. Remember that shit?
Like a real-life zombie apocalypse. Except the zombies were just coughing and feverish.
During that whole mess, the dean of HKU's medical school, Lam Shu Kum, publicly criticized Prince of Wales Hospital.
The one run by their rivals, CUHK.
Accused them of screwing up the outbreak response.
Talk about throwing shade. What'd he say?
Wrote this scathing letter to the South China Morning Post, questioned their infection control, called them slow as hell in isolating patients.
Damn, that's brutal.
PWH doctors were pissed. The Hong Kong Medical Association called it a mudslinging match. The hospital authority tried to downplay it, claiming hindsight's 20/20 and all that. But it was obvious. This rivalry between the 2 med schools was more intense than a cockfight.
So this Lamb dude just sat back sipping tea while everyone else was battling a pandemic.
Not even close. This was just a taste of the drama to come. We haven't even gotten to the renaming of the faculty, the patient billing scheme.
Hold up. Renaming?
Yeah.
Billing scheme? What the hell happened? Spill the tea.
Okay, 2006, the faculty gets this massive donation, $1 billion Hong Kong dollars.
From
The Hong Kong billionaire. So that's where the Li Ka Shing part comes in. Money talks, huh?
And they slap his name on the faculty.
Of course they did. Who wouldn't want their name on a prestigious medical school, especially a billionaire with an ego bigger than King Kong's balls?
Students and alumni were pissed. Saw it as selling out the integrity of the institution for a fat stack of cash.
Not just about the money. They felt like they were being pimped out, their values compromised. Exactly. And to make matters worse, our boy Lam Shu Kum, the same guy who threw shade during SARS, gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Full-blown patient billing scandal.
Patient billing scandal. Seriously, give me the gory details. What'd this scumbag do?
Side hustle, pocketing money from private patients at Queen Mary Hospital, making them look like legit bills from the university, even convinced some patients to donate to medical research that went straight into his personal account.
What a sleazy bastard. How'd he pull that off for so long?
Lack of transparency in the private patient billing system, exploited loopholes, abused his position. Classic power move, but seriously fucked up.
So they threw his ass in jail, right?
25 months behind bars.
Damn, karma's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So is HKU just a breeding ground for corrupt assholes?
Not necessarily. After that whole shitstorm, they implemented a ton of new measures to prevent similar incidents. Stricter billing procedures, more oversight, the whole 9 yards.
So they cleaned up their act. at least on paper. But they do churn out some brilliant minds, right? Besides the ones that end up in jail.
Sure.
What about their alumni?
Oh, absolutely. Some heavy hitters. Sun Yat-sen.
No way.
Graduated from HKU's medical school.
Wait, Sun Yat-sen? The dude who overthrew the Qing dynasty? You're shitting me.
And Yuan Kwok-young.
Oh.
Cracked the code on SARS. Also a HKU grad.
So they got some serious talent coming out of that place.
Oh, yeah. We are just scratching the surface here. Countless other notable alumni with some wild stories.
All right, that's all we got time for in part 1 of this roller coaster ride. Make sure to tune in next week, folks. This deep dive is just getting started.
Welcome back, you degenerates. Last time, we were dissecting HKU renaming their medical school after Li Ka Shing, that billionaire with more money than God.
Yeah, that whole thing stunk to high heaven. Like, what happens when a billionaire starts throwing his weight around academia, huh? Does the school just become his personal puppet show?
It's a valid question. Let's be real, Li Ka Shing is a goddamn shark in a suit. Telecoms, real estate, you name it, the guy's built an empire. So when he drops $1 billion Hong Kong dollars on a medical school,
He was going to raise an eyebrow.
more than an eyebrow. It's not like he's doing it out of the kindness of his heart, right?
Damn right. There's got to be an angle. Maybe he wants to influence research, push some shady agenda.
No smoking gun, no evidence, but it's definitely possible. The guy's a kingmaker. His investments shape entire industries.
So are we talking full-blown Manchurian candidate here?
Yeah.
Like they're going to churn out doctors who are secretly in Li Ka Shing's pocket?
Whoa, hold your horses.
Right.
Let's not go full conspiracy theory just yet, but it raises questions. Academic freedom, conflicts of interest. When big money gets involved, things get messy.
Okay, so maybe not a conspiracy, but still shady as fuck. Imagine naming the philosophy department after, I don't know, Jeff Bezos.
That's a whole other level of fucked up.
Right, it's like, what's next?
Yeah.
The Mark Zuckerberg School of Journalism.
It sets a dangerous precedent, man. And remember, this wasn't a one-time thing for Li Ka Shing. His name's on buildings, research centers, all over the damn place. The guy's got a philanthropy empire.
It's like he's playing SimCity with real-life institutions, except instead of building parks and schools, he's slapping his name on everything.
Pretty much. And look, nothing wrong with philanthropy, but when it becomes about power, influence, that's when you got to start asking questions.
You're right. But let's shift gears for a sec. We've been focusing on the dark side of HKU's med school. They got to be doing some legit research, right? Groundbreaking stuff, actually saving lives.
Oh, absolutely. Cutting-edge stuff. Infectious diseases, for one.
Yeah, that's kind of a hot topic these days, what with pandemics and all.
You think? They have this badass lab dedicated to studying emerging infectious diseases. First of its kind outside mainland China.
So they're like the pandemic hunters of Hong Kong, tracking down those nasty bugs before they wreak havoc.
You got it. They've played a huge role in identifying the SARS coronavirus back in 2003, at the forefront of every major outbreak since.
Okay, so not all shady dealings in jail time. They're actually doing some good in the world.
For sure. And it's not just infectious diseases. Cancer research, stem cell therapy, personalized medicine. They're pushing the boundaries.
Personalized medicine, is that where they, like, create a custom-made treatment based on your DNA? Sounds futuristic as hell.
Bingo. Using genetic information to develop treatments that are more effective, fewer side effects. The future of healthcare.
Shit, that's next level. They're basically trying to make us immortal.
Maybe not immortal, but extending lifespans, improving quality of life. And it's not just about fancy treatments. Preventative care, public health initiatives.
So they're not just catering to the rich and famous with their personalized medicine.
Yeah.
They're actually trying to improve healthcare for the masses.
That's the idea, at least. But let's be honest, access to this cutting-edge stuff still largely determined by, you guessed it, money and social status.
There it is again. The good old inequality problem. Never goes away.
It's a tangled web. But at least HKU is acknowledging it. They have programs, public health, community outreach, serving underprivileged communities.
Okay, so maybe they're not completely out of touch with reality. But let's not forget about those scandals. It's like they're playing both sides of the field.
No doubt. And that's what makes HKU's med school so fascinating. It's a microcosm of everything fucked up and amazing about modern medicine.
All right, so mixed bag. Just like life, I guess. But what about the students? What's it like to actually go to school there? Is it a pressure cooker, or do they have time to party?
Imagine being surrounded by the brightest minds in Hong Kong, all vying for a chance to make it big in medicine. Intense, demanding, probably soul-crushing at times.
Sounds like my kind of party. But seriously, what's the culture like? All work and no play.
Well, Hong Kong knows how to have a good time, so I'm sure they find ways to let loose. But let's be real, they're probably spending most of their time hitting the books and stressing over exams.
Yeah, the price you pay for being at the top of the food chain.
Mm.
But what about after they graduate? Do they all end up rich doctors driving fancy cars?
Some do, but it's not a guarantee. Being a doctor in Hong Kong, it's a grind. Long hours, demanding patients, healthcare system that's constantly on the verge of collapse.
Damn, that's a far cry from the glamorous image we see on TV. So what's the takeaway here? Is HKU's medical school a dream come true or a nightmare in disguise?
Honestly, it's both. Brilliance and corruption, the pursuit of knowledge tangled up with the pursuit of power and prestige.
Sounds like a real shit show. But thanks for breaking it down for us.
Anytime.
Welcome back to the shit show, folks. We've been knee-deep in the Li Ka Shing Faculty of Medicine at HKU, and man, what a trip. Scandals, billionaires, cutting-edge research, it's got it all.
A real mixed bag of crazy.
You said it. But let's zoom out for a sec. What does all this HKU drama mean for the rest of Hong Kong's healthcare system? Are they actually making a difference or just playing doctor with their fancy degrees?
HKU's med school plays a big role in Hong Kong's healthcare. They're training the next generation, the doctors, nurses, researchers, and their discoveries actually impact patient care.
So they're a pretty big deal, huh? No pressure or anything.
They're carrying a lot of weight, that's for sure. And they're facing the same shit as everyone else. Rising costs, aging populations, the constant pressure to innovate.
Plus, those pesky pandemics that throw a wrench in everything.
Right. And speaking of pandemics, remember all that infectious disease research we talked about? That's huge for Hong Kong, especially after SARS and all those other outbreaks.
Yeah, they're like the first line of defense against the next plague. Hopefully they learned a thing or two from the SARS debacle, though.
Oh, they've learned. Big investments in research and infrastructure, collaborating with institutions worldwide to develop new vaccines and treatments.
So they're not just sitting around waiting for the next pandemic to hit. They're trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. But even with all that fancy research, Hong Kong's healthcare system still has problems.
Like what? Spill the beans.
Doctor shortage. Hong Kong's population is aging fast, not enough physicians to meet the demand.
Damn, that's a tough one. What are they going to do? Just start giving out medical degrees like Oprah gives out cars?
Not that easy. But they are trying to boost the number of graduates. Remember that graduate program we talked about? The one crammed into 4 years instead of 6?
Right, the pressure cooker program. I'd probably have an aneurysm trying to cram all that info into 4 years.
Intense, for sure. But it's not just about quantity, it's about quality, too. HKU is always updating their curriculum, attracting the best and brightest students.
Makes sense. But even if they churn out a zillion new doctors, isn't there a bigger issue? The structure of the healthcare system itself.
Definitely. Hong Kong's healthcare system, it's a mix of public and private providers. Not exactly the most efficient or equitable system.
Yeah, I've heard stories about people waiting months for basic procedures in the public system, while the rich folks are getting VIP treatment in private hospitals.
Disparity in access, that's for sure. And HKU's med school knows it.
So are they doing anything about it? Or are they just going to keep churning out doctors for the elite?
They're in the conversation. Programs focused on public health, community outreach, helping those in need.
Okay, so maybe there's hope for us regular folks.
There's always hope, but it's going to take everyone working together. The government, healthcare providers, institutions like HKU to create a system that's fair and sustainable.
I'll drink to that. But let's wrap things up on a lighter note. What gets you excited about the future of medicine in Hong Kong? Anything cool on the horizon?
Personalized medicine. The potential is huge. Imagine a world where treatments are tailor-made for your genes. Maximum effectiveness, minimal side effects.
Damn, sounds like something straight out of Star Trek. Sign me up. But let's be real, that kind of technology is going to cost a fortune, right? Only for the super rich.
It is expensive, for now. But like any new tech, the price will drop. And when it does, it could revolutionize healthcare. Make it accessible to everyone.
All right, I'm cautiously optimistic. But let's be honest, healthcare will always be a work in progress. New challenges, ethical dilemmas, scandals waiting to be exposed.
That's true. But as long as places like HKU's med school keep pushing boundaries and asking tough questions, there's reason to be hopeful.
All right, folks, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the Li Ka Shing Faculty of Medicine at HKU. Scandals, billionaires, the future of healthcare, we covered it all. It's a wild ride full of twists and turns, and the story's still unfolding. So stay tuned, stay curious, and as always, keep your minds open.